here at Chopper Bob Customs, and I'm turning my attention now to the rear portion of Uncle Dirtbag's C10, 1961 C10, Apache 10 on a 2008 Yukon chassis. It's obviously very rotted back here. What we're going to be replacing on it is the B-pillar repair panel, and I've got some things that I need to go over on it to make it fit. Also the rear floor section. Now obviously this is not the entire rear floor, but they kind of researched it, and this is what really rusts out. It basically comes up to the flat portion of the floor and extends from the back of the cab where the cab corner attaches to it up to the front, and this actually will overlap the new section of the floor, the front floor panel that I put in. And so I'll have to make a decision as to where to make the cuts, whether I just cut this or whether I cut this in the front floor to put in a nice butt weld. So that needs to be replaced. Underneath it, at the very back, is the rear cab support. This is the OEM style that is a replacement. It's not the slip-on one that you can buy so that you hold all that old rusty metal inside the cab. This one actually replaces all the rust. It does require some modification on this flange right here. It needs to be folded back out of the way, and I have to make a decision on that. And then also, they don't put any bolt holes in it, so you got to drill holes. Same thing with the floor. Well, no, I take that back. The floor panel does have the holes for the cab support bolted in it, and let's see. I don't know if we can see this or not. Basically, the cab support goes in there like that, and I think you can see where that ear needs to be rolled back out of the way to make contact with this flange right here. And then moving to, once the inner structural parts are put in, this is a rear cab corner to replace the rusted out bottom of the cab corner that you'll find on a lot of these first and second generation C10s. Actually, they rust out before the first generation of C10s, and based on my experience with the fourth generation C, they rust out there too. So, and then finally, the actual external rocker panel needs to be put on. That's going to be it for the basic cab structure. I also have the door bottom to do, inside and out replacement panels. So with that, let's get started. The first thing I've got to do is remove the remnants of this rocker panel, and so I can get in here and evaluate it, and I've got to try and get these two bolts out. So with that, let me move the camera and get started. Since I'm going to be doing replacement of this panel, and the spot welds have proven themselves to be pretty subject to not being on that tight since they're rusted, I'm going to go ahead and try and chisel it off. If that doesn't work, I'll have to drill. see if I can get this lined up a little bit better. Okay, so what I've got is I've got my, this is like 1/4-inch bar. Actually, I think I got this out of a spring pack. I got 3 of them, and I use them quite a bit when I'm doing certain things with body work. And that's sort of the only way I could think of to be able to get this, because the brakes are already in it, obviously. And I don't need to go that far. I need to go a few degrees on each bend so that I can get this one right here about 87, 86 degrees from this one right here. And right now it's about 45. So and of course the part's already made, so there's only so much that can be done about it. And so I'm going to try my door skinning hammer, and I'm going to see if I can't get these laid down a little bit and see how this is going to work. Okay, so that's about 85 degrees, which is probably as good as it's going to get. And I'm going to have to do some cleanup on here because obviously it took a little bit more to bend this than I'd hoped it would. But with that being said, probably what I'm going to do is go over and run this through the shrinker just a little bit to help take some of the stress out of it. Although it pretty much shrunk while I was pounding on it. So, and in all, I didn't have to move it very far, and so I think we're in good shape here. Let me get it on the shrinker, and when I come back, I'll be fitting it up on the truck. Okay, so it looks a lot better now. So the next step of fitting this up, again, I'm close on the hole, but what's happening is because the nuts are down here, it's tipping it out like this. So the next thing I need to do is remove this plate that has the built-in threads and see if I can't get it a little bit closer to right here. Okay, rather than drag the camera back and forth, what I've got to do is I'm going over to the bench. I've got to bring this down, and I'm going to have to bring this out just a little bit. I got a little carried away right there, but this still needs to come in this way. So I'll be right back. Okay, so by massaging this around here, I've got good clearance behind it. Of course, the spot welds will be along this face right here. I've got the pin lining it up, and now I'm going to put in the real marks so I can determine exactly where to make the cuts. And I'm good and solid right in here. This is where the rocker panel will attach, and so I've ground away just a little above it. There's actually, this may actually be, it's a little bit, there is a bump there. And so this may be an exaggerated bump. This right here is nowhere near as severe as this right here. But at the end of the day, this up in here is good and solid. And so I think I'm probably going to cut off of both of them that way. Looks like about 2.5 inches down. And I'm not gonna do all this at once. I'll probably have about a 1/2 inch overlap and then work my way back to it. But this way I can get stuff out of the way. I need to go over and work a little bit on the bench. Here again, if you expect to find an aftermarket panel that just bolts in, you're going to be disappointed in life. So I need to go make some adjustments. Well, there it is. After quite a bit of massage, it's ready to weld in. I did a quick check. I think most of my hammer marks are going to be covered up with the rocker panel. So basically, once I get this welded in, then I can start building the floor billet brace around it, and then get this welded in, and then we're ready for the rocker panel. So that's probably all I'm going to get done today because it is getting dark. We've gone off daylight savings time, so we'll start fresh in the morning. Weld this in. All right, we're ready to weld. Watching. Those of you that have subscribed, I thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Set that notification bell so that you'll know when the next video is coming up. And like the videos, please. I like to be liked. And if you got any comments, see something that I can do better, or got any questions, please leave it in the comment section. I do my best to get back to you if there's a question or a comment that I need to talk to you about. But for now, Chopper Bob out.